Nowadays, companies are using several channels to sell their supplies, and it gets very blurry between the B2B and B2C channels.
Yeah.
How can you make sure your data is correct and well integrated into an inventory optimization tool?
Yeah, and this is only getting kind of more of a hot topic as we kind of move even further into this e-commerce age, right? So I think first of all, it's important to be able to understand what it is that your customer does and understand those demand streams, or what we would call a demand stream. It's important to be able to identify them, and then once you've identified them, you just need to be able to set your system up in a different way. So if a business is only e-commerce, great, we can set it up in what we would determine an e-commerce way. So perhaps we would have shorter periods, perhaps we would have a certain configuration, because generally with e-commerce you're not getting the same customers back and back for the same item. Okay, if we're B2B, probably it's going to be a slightly larger demand, but probably picks less often. We might have a slightly wider period. We might move to a month or something a little bit wider, and then we need to set the configuration up in a specific way to account for the fact that there's probably going to be a lot more repeat business, but the ordering might not be so smooth. And when you have your B2C stores, there's other things that maybe need to take into consideration as well, like the time of year, the weather, certain subjects, will people be out on the street, will people not be out on the street? So setting all those up separately, relatively easy, and if you wanted to do that manually, probably you could account for that in some way. If you have multi-channels, multi-demand streams, it's really important that your approach and ideally your software is able to account for all of these and separate them if you want to purchase separately for them, or bring them together to give you what is your overall pattern and be able to respond to that using the different algorithms that are already built in behind it.